Good morning and welcome to GC Burkhead's 5th grade DARE graduation. Thank you guys for coming out. I'm not going to go into details about what DARE is. I'm going to save that for Officer Robinson. But I do want to take this time to extend our appreciation to Officer Robinson and his commitment to our students at GC Burkhead. This is a 10-week program that he has committed his time to, so we do want to say thank you to Officer Robinson. And he is going to speak to our students and parents at this time.
So, good morning, guys. Good morning. So, I probably don't need this. So, parents, thank you for coming. Students, thank you. My chief came today. Thank you for coming. Some other people from E-Town PD came. So I want to thank everybody. I'll talk a little bit about DARE, what it stands for and what it means. DARE, probably a lot of people think when we talk about DARE, and then what it used to be is we talk about drugs and alcohol. And that was the program. But that's not what it is anymore. We do talk a little bit about that, but a lot of it is talking about relationships with students, how to deal with stuff. We talk about stress, we talk about bullying, we talk about speaking, how to speak in public, how to speak, get your point across, little stuff. So there's a lot of stuff that we talk about that just not drugs, and how to make choices, good choices and stuff. So when I teach, mine's a little bit different. I love to tell stories. The kids love my story, and I tell true stories. I don't tell false stories. They might not happen to me, but they're true stories that a lot of times they are my stories that the kids love. And they probably told you some about some of the stuff that has happened to me over my career as a police officer. But I love going to the schools and speaking to the kids. I love speaking to your kids. They're so great. They are so smart, and I learn so much when I'm doing it. They're very good kids. I'm really proud of what you guys have done. So, DARE started back in the 70s at, of course, in LA, out in California, and it has grown out, and it's a chance for a police officer to come into the school and get to know kids. Because a lot of times, your kids get to know me. My whole family is a GC Burkhead family. From my wife to all 4 of my kids, everybody went to GC Burkhead. I've taught DARE for a while now, and a couple years ago, they cut back on my DARE. I got another job with the police department, and I said, hey, I want to keep teaching DARE. I want at least one class, and I said, I want GC Burkhead. I know a lot of people know Officer Willoughby, and that was kind of like a little fight I had with him, because he loved GC Burkhead. And I was like, I love GC Burkhead. So he let me slowly teach one class here, 2 class. And then when he completely retired, I got all of GC Burkhead, and I love it. This is a great school, great teachers, great students. So my story I want to tell you guys today, the kids. And it's a true story. So a friend of mine, he wanted a pickup truck. He always wanted a pickup truck. He wanted it. Him and his wife used to argue, we need a pickup truck. We need a pickup truck. And I want it, and she was like, no, we don't. I said, yes, we do. What happens if it snows and I need to go buy milk and bread for the kids? I need that pickup truck. How are my kids going to get milk and bread when there's snow on the ground? And of course, she said, if you buy that pickup truck, we can't afford milk and bread, so you don't need it. So finally, he got the pickup truck. He got it. He was so excited. Well, it started snowing. And he was like, hey, I need proof why I bought this pickup truck. Okay? It's 4-wheel drive. I'm going to go up into the mountains. I'm going to get some firewood for our home, and it's going to be great. I want to fill it up with firewood, keep all the kids, keep everybody warm at the house, and it's going to be awesome. So he starts driving up to the mountains. He goes out there, and the snow's coming down more and more and more. He's driving up to the mountain. He gets to a spot with the trees and stuff, and he's stuck. The snow is so bad that he's stuck, and he's like, what am I going to do? Even in 4-wheel drive, he can't get out of there. I am stuck out here, so what am I going to do? So he didn't panic. He said this, well, since I'm up here, I want to go ahead, I want to cut the firewood, I want to load it up into the truck, and then I'll figure out what I'm going to do. Of course, so he spent all day cutting that wood. He cuts it up, he puts it in the back. So guess what happens? The snow's still coming, but as he fills that pickup truck, what do you think happens? It gets heavier, right? It fills up and stuff. So when he's completely done, the truck is full. And with that enough weight, he could drive away. So the reason why I told you guys this, and the way it has to do with there, is what you feel with yourself. What do you have inside yourself? What do you do? If you put in the work, you put in the good stuff, you could do anything. You could fill your body. You could do the things. And not just talking about drugs, alcohol, I'm talking about school, work, good feelings, the opportunity to work, everything like we talk about. If you fill that up with you, you could do anything. You could get that job done that you're supposed to do. Even when it's hard times, because we all have hard times. Even if it's hard times, you can still get that done and get it work. So that's what DARE is all about. That's what DARE is, teaching that good. And I just want to, again, thank you for everybody. You guys, hey, Ms. Mauser was correct about your guys' essays. You guys did awesome. So, I'm a police officer, parents. I'm not a teacher. You can tell my homework I did for my college last night, I am not a teacher or student and stuff. You can tell my wife has to grade my stuff and make sure I spell everything, all that. So, I grade the paper a little different. And my way I grade it is points. I'll go ahead and tell you guys now because it's over. And you guys can tell your siblings. If you mention my name, that's a point. If you spell my name correct, some people didn't spell my name correct, it's a point. If you mention, what do you think I love? Students, the DARE decision, what? That's a point. I love the DARE decision-making model. It's a model that helps you with life. You could use it as an adult. I still use it today as an adult. If I have a problem, I want to look at my problem. What is my solution? What can I do? I do it, and then I look at it. Did it work? Did it not work? Everything like that. So it's something that you can use every day. And then, if you say a personal story, if you get personal, I love that and stuff. Your guys' essays was awesome. All of them was awesome and stuff. So it was really cool. Parents, they did good. I was really proud in the way they wrote that and stuff. And really smart way the school system here, Ms. Mauser and all the 5th grade teacher have done a great job the way they organize that and do all that stuff. So thank you again, and you guys want, wait a minute, I need help. I need somebody to help me. We're going to give out the certificates right now, but I need somebody. I promised you guys I was going to bring somebody to help me, right? So I need to go get it. If you guys can talk about anything you want right now. I'll be right back, okay? Talk about how great Miss Richardson is, okay? So he's going to help us with the awards and the certificate stuff. So I know, you guys, this is going to be shocking, but Officer Robinson made a mistake. You guys, I know you probably couldn't believe that, but I did have trophies and medals for my winners. They are complete and done, but they're at the store right now. I didn't know that he was closed on Monday. I planned all that to go pick him up. So he's open right now, and I want to go get him as soon as I'm done here, and I'll come back and I'll give you guys, the ones that won, I'll give you your trophy and medal and stuff. But right now we're going to have certificates, and Darren is going to help us give them out.
Good morning. My name is Ms. Berthold, and I'll be presenting certificates for Ms. Mauser's Block 1. Bridget Alonzo. Treston Berry. Corey Crane.
There you go.
Ira Krebs. Lacey Janik. Brandon Johnson. Kaylor Miller. Serenity Murray. Alexander Perez. Gavin Petty. Aiden Pollock. Caroline Ratliff. Weston Rothrock. Sydney Stewart. Claire Taylor. Logan Tilley. Ellie Walters. Leona Wilkins. Caleb Wilson. Lucy LaPara. Lucy is a recipient of one of the DARE medals. Sophia Troop, sorry. Sophia is also a medal recipient. And last but not least, Brianna McCullough is our essay winner. Brianna is not quite comfortable reading in front of large crowds, so she has picked a friend. Ellie Walters will read for her.
Did you know taking drugs kills you second by second, and smoking makes you lose 7 minutes of your life per cigarette? So listen up. DARE classes help teach you about drugs, bullying, ACT. Want to learn how to stay safe and out of trouble? Read on to understand more about safety and health. First, DARE stands for Define, Assess, Respond, Evaluate. Use the DARE decision-making model, DDMM, which is a way of making responsible choices and decisions. This goes along with bullying and harm. I want to tell you that if you're caught up in bullying or harm or something that makes you feel uncomfortable, you should avoid the conversation or situation, walk away, say no while giving a reason or excuse, or change the subject. Also use the 5 W's of reporting bullying: who, what, when, where, and why. These are some ways to avoid bullying. Second, why do people even do drugs? There is no point in them. They just get you addicted and kills your body and brain second by second. 1, do you want to die due to drugs? 2, people sometimes start to hate people that do drugs. Just stop. Drugs should be illegal. You should go to jail for doing drugs. If you find people doing drugs and they try to give you some, walk away, because they always say it's just medicine that a doctor prescribed. Fake. Don't listen. Walk away or even run. Don't eat or take anything from a stranger. Only take prescriptions your doctor prescribed. These are some ways to not get addicted to drugs or get sick. Lastly, make good decisions. For example, don't go anywhere you're not supposed to go, like clubs or bars. Only do this when you're 21 or above. Even then, I don't think you should drink then either. Mr. Robinson our DARE teacher told us about a girl. She was on an online site. She started talking to a boy that was really a 30-year-old man, and he asked her to send him inappropriate pictures of herself. So she did. After that, he sent it to the whole school and literally the whole social media, which obviously ruined her life and reputation. So she attempted to end her life, failed. Then she decided to move to a different school. and tried to start over. New school, new you. Of course, it followed her to that school. She got so depressed over bullying and social media, even cyberbullying, that she attempted to hurt herself again. But at that moment, she messed up. It happened. She died. Over that one stupid man. Do you think it was the man and her fault? I do. She didn't have to send the picture, but she did. He didn't have to send the picture to the whole social media, but this is why you shouldn't make dumb decisions that might put you in harm. In conclusion, I made this so that you'll learn a little bit on how to stay safe. Stay away from bullying, like running away. Keep away from drugs. They're trash. And lastly, make good decisions that make you feel comfortable. Thank you for reading. Bye.
Next up, we have Ms. Bollinger.
Good morning. Okay, guys, are you ready? First, we have Jasper Centers, Zoe Clark, Faith Coleman, Riley Conley, Evelyn Harwood, Emily Hobbs, Rebecca Jackson, Anthony Jaggers, Bryson Lisey, Katie Lane, Reese Larson, Bryson, that's him. Nicholas Linkhouse, Antonio Menendez, Hayden Middleton, Dashka Pierre, Ariana Price, Jet Schartzer, Mason Sims, Isaiah Taylor, Alex Yang, Caleb Brewster, Isaiah's not here. Okay, and then we have medal winners of Connor Akers, and medal winner Kiera Robinson, and then we have trophy winner Bryson Hines. And Bryson is going to read his DARE essay for you.
Has anyone asked you to make a bad choice? In this article, I will tell you how to resist drugs and alcohol, the communication styles, and how I will use DARE. First, I will tell you how to resist drugs and alcohol. One way is to avoid the situation. One time I used this, but I was going on a walk, and there was an abandoned McDonald's. There was a group of kids hanging out beside it, and I avoided them by ignoring their calls for me to come over there. Second, you can give an excuse. This happened to me, and my friend wanted to ding dong, and I said we're going to play basketball and help, and he played with me instead of doing that. Lastly, you can just walk away. For example, if you are with someone and they try to persuade you into making a bad choice, you can walk away. This is how to resist making a bad choice. Second, I will tell you about the communication styles. First is uncertain. One time I was uncertain when I was in kindergarten. I was scared to ask the teacher to use the restroom because it was nap time, and I ended up having to wait longer because I was scared to tell the teacher and I didn't understand, so I got embarrassed and said never mind, and I had to go until I was at home. Second is demanding. One time I wanted my way, so I yelled at my mom, then I got my iPad taken away. Lastly, is confident. Once this guy kept bullying another kid and I told the teacher and I got my point across and everything worked out well. These are the communication styles. Lastly, I'll tell you about how I'll use DARE. First, I will use the DARE decision-making model. For example, if someone tells me to make a bad choice, I would define, assess, then respond, and then evaluate the decision. Second, I will tell you about DARE and think about DARE and think and remember what Officer Robinson told me. Lastly, I will think about one of the resistance strategies. This is how I will use DARE. DARE has been a very fun experience and I have learned so many things. This was how to resist bad choices, communication styles, and how I will use DARE.
Good morning. I'm Mrs. Richardson. I'll be presenting the certificates for the DARE third block class. Presley Abel. Brooklyn Bain. Gabby Benton. Emma Browning. Alexis Clark. Shyla Cortez. Owen Duggins. Alexandra Flood. Kyla Hawkins. Tyler Lawrence. Holden McGaw. Chloe McKay. Ramsey Nickel. Andrew Norberg. Javon Robinson. Samara Skis. McKenna Stearman. Tristan Sturgill. DARE Medal winner, Juliet Howell. Dare Medal winner Christopher Smith. And Dare Essay winner for Block 3, Cadence Timmons.
Having DARE class was so much fun, and I have learned a lot of things, but here are some very important things that I want to tell you about. First, I'm going to talk about bullying. There are certain communication styles you need. There are 3 different types of communication styles: confident, shy, and demanding. When you tell them to stop, you need to do it confidently, like, "Stop, I've had enough." And demanding is like, "You better stop or else," with an attitude. And shy is where you mumble and stutter. Next is responsible reporting. If you don't report, it will keep on going, but responsible reporting is you telling an adult or telling someone or whoever you're telling who, what, when, where, and why. Last thing is what you should do. The first thing you need to do is tell them to stop. If they don't stop, then tell an adult. If they still don't stop, then tell the principal. If they still don't stop, then you need to say something like, "Stop, please leave me alone," and then tell an adult, like tell a teacher, and they'll probably get your bully in trouble. For example, one time there was these 2 girls who used to bully me, but I ignored them, and told an adult. And now, since we're older and more mature, we're actually pretty close friends. The second thing I've learned about DARE is drugs and alcohol. The first thing about drugs and alcohol is safe decisions. The safe decision is to stay away from people who do drugs and drink and smoke, and just stay away from it is a safe and good decision. For example, let's say you had a good friend and she asked if you wanted to smoke with her. The 3 safe things to do is 1, say no; 2, pretend like you didn't hear her and ignore her; or 3, walk away. The next thing about drugs and alcohol is risky situations. Some situations can be really risky. An example for a risky situation is if someone you are really close to asks you to take just one drug and you don't want to say yes, but you feel like they wouldn't be your friend anymore, but you need to say no. That's risky. Even if you might lose a friend, it'll be okay. You need to make better friends who don't do that stuff, and you won't end your friendship over that. The last thing about drugs and alcohol is how it affects you. Drugs can really mess up your life. Drugs will make you act crazy and do lots of bad things, like sell drugs. You can go to jail for that. I should know too, because one of my family members' aunt used to do drugs, and she was messed up for a long time, for 3 years. But she got her life straightened up. Even if you only decide to take one, you could get addicted. For example, my grandfather smoked just one time, and it took him a long time to stop. Alcohol can affect you by making you act silly. Sometimes you can start acting weird, and when you drink too much, for example, I know someone who got drunk and almost got one of their family members to give them a tattoo, but one of the adults who wasn't drunk stopped them. The last thing I'd like to talk about is bad and good decisions. The first thing is doing the right thing or a good decision. Doing the right thing is if you know if it's good, if it's bad, you need to say no. For example, if your friend asks you if you wanted to go spray paint some graffiti, you should not hesitate to say no. For an example of a bad decision is when you agree and do the bad thing. For example, if your friend asks you to smoke and you say yes, that was bad, and just because you did that, you could get addicted. The next thing about decisions is saying no when needed. If you are in a risky situation and you know it's dangerous, say no. For example, let's say your friend asks you to drink with them. You know it's dangerous. Don't be scared to say no. The last thing about good and bad decisions is safely report. If it's not good. If you saw some kids vaping and they invite you to vape with them, the safe thing to do is say no, walk away, and tell an adult or someone you can trust and who will do something about it. Like if it was in school, a teacher or staff member, and if not in school, your parents or the police. In conclusion, I hope I've taught you about what I've learned and DARE and what I know about bullying, drugs, and alcohol, and safe and good and bad decisions. I also hope that if anything like this ever happens to me, that I will remember DARE lessons and never ending up doomed like some of the other people who have made bad decisions.
Hi everyone, I'm Ms. Mauser, and this is your Block 4 DARE class. Elsa Anderson, James Bashaw, Quentin Biggs, Carson Decker, John Duran, Caden Emke, Skyla Fredericks, Logan Harper, JJ Jenkins, Rylan Jones, Mina Joyce, Xavier Livers, Avery Miller, Ogo Norum, Rihanna Reed, Sarai Reed, Braden Robinson, Samantha Spires, and your medal winners are Allie Lynch, Max Bailey, Skylar Rowe, and your DARE essay trophy winner is Joyanne Settles, and Joyanne will read her essay.
Dear Officer Robinson, have you ever heard about DARE? Of course you have. You're our DARE officer. So do you want to know if I learned anything? You do? Well, I'm going to tell you about bullying, resistance strategies, and ways to say no. These are the most important things to me. First, I will tell you about what I've learned about bullying. First, different types of bullying. For example, cyberbullying, mental, and physical. Second, how to report bullying. For example, you tell your parent or a trusted adult beforehand, you do not tell your bully, I'm going to tell him. That might make your situation worse. Third, how to determine if it's bullying. For example, you say to yourself, is it repetitive? Am I okay with it? If you don't like it and it's repetitive, then it's bullying. You told us a story and want to see if you remember it. There was a girl named Amanda Todd. She was on social media. A guy that she thought was 16 was really 30. He asked her some questions and she answered them. Next, he asked for a picture of her. She sent it. After that, he asked for some inappropriate pictures. First, she said no, but then she said yes. Then he wanted more inappropriate pictures. She said no. She said no. And he said he would send all the pictures to everyone in her school and her family. She still said no, so he sent the pictures. The next day she went to school, and all her friends saw the pictures, so she got bullied for it. When she got home, she tried to hurt herself, but she did not. The next day she got bullied for her picture again. When she got home, she hurt herself again, and she died. Her parents moved somewhere and spread the story not to post pictures or send pictures to someone you don't know. Second, I will tell you some ways to say no. First, walking away. For example, someone says, I found a cigarette in my mom's purse. Want to smoke? Say no and walk away. Second, saying no while giving an excuse. For example, someone says, would you like a beer, you say, "No, thanks, my parents would ground me for life." Third, changing the subject. For example, someone says, "I have some cigarettes, have one?" You say, "No, let's go play ball instead." Third, I will tell you about resistance strategies. First, adult use. For example, you go to an adult and tell them what's going on. Second, avoid the situation. For example, if you know of a place where people often use drugs, stay away from that place. Third, strength in numbers. Hang around with non-users, especially where drug use is expected. In conclusion, I learned about bullying, resistance strategies, and ways to say no. I hope you pick me for the winning letter in front of that big crowd.
Hello, I'm Betty Perry, and I'm going to be recognizing your Block 5 DARE class. Chandler Adams. Reed Allen. Annalee Anderson. Jordan Bailey. Leland Bartley. Alexander Bundrick. Ivy Duncan. Ryan Engstrom. Jackson Goodman. Maya Joyce. Travion Lee. Cooper Lewis. Connor Lind. Audrey McGee. Krusha Patel. Saria Reed. Xander Salee. Tyrese Smith. And your medal winners are Rayleigh Woosley, and Madison Knight, and your Block 5 trophy winner is Chloe Johnson.
Have you ever been in a risky situation? If you are ever in one, I'm going to write about some tips of what to do. I'm going to talk to you about bullying, resistance strategies, and the DARE decision-making model. First, I'm going to tell you about the different kinds of bullying. First, there is cyberbullying on social media. Officer Robertson told us a story of a girl that was on an app where you could talk to other people your age. So she thought she was talking to another boy her age, but he was really a 30-year-old man. The man asked her for inappropriate pictures, and she did send some. Then he said, "Send me more." She said no, and he then posted the inappropriate pictures on an app. And because of this, she tried to hurt herself, but she failed. She moved, the guy found her, and because of this, she ended her life successfully. There is also a type of bullying called verbal bullying. For example, that is using words to bully, calling someone stupid or you're ugly, or types of verbal bullying. Last, there's a type of bullying called physical bullying. For example, hitting, punching, slapping, and kicking are some of the types of physical bullying. Next, I'm going to tell you about resistance strategies. First, you can just walk away from the scene. For example, if a teenager is smoking on the sidewalk, go a different way. Second, you can avoid the situation where people are smoking. If you know people smoke at a certain place, just stay away from that place. Last, maybe you could use changing the subject. If someone says you want to vape, say, how about we shoot basketball instead? Last, I'm going to tell you about the DARE decision-making model. First, D stands for define, describe the problem. For example, if someone is asking you to vape, describe that moment. Second, the A stands for assess. What are some choices that you have? For example, you can vape, or you could say no. Last, you respond and evaluate. When you respond, you make your choice. Evaluating is when you check your decision and see if you made the right choice. For example, if you said, sure, I will vape, that's a bad choice. If you say no, that's good. That's what the DARE decision-making model is. In conclusion, if someone asks you to do something bad, use the resistance strategies. If you're in a tough situation, use the DARE decision-making model. And if you ever need help with bullying, use some ideas from my paragraph.
All right, if we could have all of our DARE students please stand, we're going to say the DARE pledge. All right, hold up your right hand and just repeat after me. I pledge to lead a drug-free life because I want to be healthy and happy. I will say no to alcohol, tobacco, and illegal drugs. And yes to my own self-worth. I will encourage my friends to join me and to stand up for what is right. All right, thank you. Have a seat. I'm going to give one more, before we dismiss, one more quick thank you to Officer Robinson. I know a lot of you parents probably don't want to think about this, but your babies are going to be going to middle school next year. That's pretty scary. I feel like Officer Robinson has given them a really good toolkit that's going to help them with decisions and situations that they encounter in middle and high school. So let's give him one more round of applause. And we got a little gift for you here. Parents, thank you for coming.